basis by 23% to £371 million. Simon Roberts, the chief executive, said the business had benefited from higher in-home grocery consumption and had outperformed its grocery market competitors. But he said that the company, which also owns Argos and Habitat, had seen a drop in general merchandise sales when compared with an exceptionally strong period last year. Now, the challenger bank Virgin Money is to resume dividend payments after returning to profit. The bank, which was created from the merger of Virgin Money with the owner of the Clydesdale and Yorkshire banks 2 years ago, said it expects to report a pre-tax profit of £474 million for the year to the end of September. That compares with a loss of £141 million a year ago. Well, David Duffy, the chief executive, said Virgin Money was stepping up plans to accelerate its digital growth as he unveiled a strategic partnership with Microsoft to update its IT infrastructure. Now, the UK says 190 nations and organisations have vowed to shift away from using coal. While some of the world's biggest coal users, such as Australia and China, are not involved, it is, of course, still positive news for the planet. But is it likely to provide major challenges for mining companies? For many, the days of digging for coal are already in the past, with the focus now on metals that help electrify key industries. Well, Glasgow-based Weir Group sells equipment to major mining companies, so how well prepared are they for a low-carbon future? Well, joining me now to talk about this is John Stanton. He's Chief Executive of the Weir Group. John, very good morning to you. How effective are the mining companies, your customers, at reducing their emissions right now?
Good morning, Ian. Good to be with you. Well, it is a huge opportunity for us and for our customers to essentially reduce their emissions, reduce the amount of energy they use, reduce the amount of water and amount of waste that they produce. So the industry has a very large opportunity ahead and challenge to tackle that. And as an engineering company, we're part of the solution. So I think we all realise that change needs to happen, and the industry is very focused on working together to see how we can achieve that.
So what are the key things that you're doing with your equipment to help your customers reduce their emissions and their intensity?
So we've got all of our technology and R&D sort of focused really on this issue at the moment, and it's both energy and water. So we're developing technologies that will, for example, use 40% less electricity than existing equipment that the miners use. So we're playing our part in producing the equipment that uses less energy. And on the flip side, our mining customers are looking to shift their energy sources more and more to renewals. So by sort of tackling both the demand and supply, if you like, we'll join in the middle and get to net zero, hopefully by 2050.
And I mean, you touched on another point there, John, which is obviously water consumption, which is key for the mining sector. I mean, which of the three, water consumption, energy consumption or less carbon emissions, is going to be the hardest to tackle, do you feel?
Well, I think, it's different in different parts of the world, so it's quite difficult to generalize. If you look at the mining industry, then 50% of our customers are in water-scarce regions, so water is a big issue for them. In other parts of the world, the other 50%, they've got too much water. So they're both different problems, and so we've got to help our customers tackle that. The reality is, I don't think we can single out one. I think we've got to use less energy and drive CO2 emissions down. Particularly in water-scarce regions, we've got to figure out how we use less water. And so alongside the energy efficiency projects that we're looking to see how we can move to dry rather than wet processes to help with that. And that's, a big change for the industry in terms of how they process minerals. But it's super critical to understand, as you said at the outset, that the minerals that are being produced, copper, lithium, cobalt, zinc, silver, aluminium, they are going to be absolutely critical to the electrification and decarbonisation that we're seeking to achieve over the next 3 decades. So we've got to figure out a way that we can tackle all of those together and help the industry to produce the metals that are going to be critical to carbon transition.
Now, obviously, metals prices are rising high right now. There's talk of another commodity super cycle. Is there a danger that some miners might be tempted to cut corners at this juncture in time in order to maximise output?
No, I don't think so. I think the mining industry is very, very focused on its social licence to operate, has historically been very focused on improving its safety record. And again, some of the technologies that we're developing are helping to automate processes to get people out of harm's way. So no, I firmly believe that the mining industry itself totally understands that it needs to have the social license to operate, needs to work with government regulators, needs to work particularly with the local communities that it operates in, to ensure that we can produce the metals that the world's going to need to drive the energy transition.
Now, before I let you go, John, last month you announced to the market that you'd been targeted by a sophisticated malware attack. Your systems kicked in. I mean, it looked like everything worked as it should do. But I just wonder, are you any closer to finding out who was behind this attack?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for your piece on it. It was great to see the encouragement for the way that we approach the issue, and we've got some great internal sort of PR and pride from that. So thank you. Yeah, we now know a lot about what happened, and I'm very proud of the response of our people around the world to deal with the issue. And I can say that we're bouncing back, even stronger from the cyber attack that we had. Still got a bit of heavy lifting to do, but we're making really good progress. But I think it's something that, for my peers, for all companies, we're all concerned about cyber risk, but the sort of scale of the issue, as I've learned more over the last difficult month, is quite extraordinary. I think we were quite well prepared and rehearsed in terms of the way that we responded to it. But I would encourage, all companies to think really seriously about how you deal with such an attack, because our approach has been that this is going to be, if not when, when not if, and so being ready and able to quickly respond to it was key to how we've dealt with it and how we're sort of bringing the business back online.
Absolutely, good to hear, John. Lovely to talk to you this morning. Thanks very much for joining me.
Thanks, Ian.
Well, still to come here on Ian King Live, we'll be taking a look at how global markets are doing this Thursday morning. Don't go away.
Really, I'm here to represent the fashion industry at COP26, one of the most harmful industries, sadly, in the world to the environment. So today I'm opening up an installation talking about the future of fashion and providing some solutions, hopefully, to a better way of business. I'm showcasing a lot of the technologies that we use at Stella McCartney. For example, a couple of weeks ago in Paris, I showcased the first ever mushroom leather mycelium bag and put it on my runway. So we have the mycelium here. You can see there's a ton of mushrooms behind me. And it's just showcasing these technologies that really can be the future of fashion, swapping out for animal products, which account for so much deforestation. Every single second, 100 football pitches are cut down in the rainforest. So, we have to stop the animal agriculture side. So we're looking at those solutions here. We're also showcasing the first ever vegan football boot that we did with Paul Pogba. We're looking at some regenerative cotton farming projects that we're working on in Turkey. And we have a huge amount of technology where we're looking at completely recycled materials as well. So it's exciting. We have some really positive solutions, and I think that it will really lessen our impact in a negative way. We're probably the most unfashionable industry and the most behind industry, really, which is shocking. I'm excited, though, here at COP26. It feels like we're really on trend. This is the most exciting and in-fashion conversation to be having, thank God, and it's the most important, as we know, for the future of our planet. Our industry has taken too long, I think, primarily because we have no policies in place. We're not regulated in any way, and I'm really pleading with the politicians here to give us some guidelines like they do the automobile industry. There's hard-hitting targets to get clean. There's incentives. There's actually, you're penalized, and you have to pay the price financially.
Well, the US Federal Reserve's decision last night to begin tapering its asset purchases had no impact on Wall Street at all. The S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the Nasdaq all hit record closing highs. Well, this was followed by gains overnight in most of the Asia-Pacific region. Tokyo, Hong Kong, Shanghai and Sydney all finished higher, although Mumbai, which isn't on the screen there, finished slightly lower. Well, in Europe, equity markets have traded to the upside since the opening a couple of hours ago or so. Here's the current picture. All of the main indices in positive territory. As you can see, some of Europe's biggest banks have been publishing quarterly results today. Shares of Commerzbank are up 4% in Frankfurt, while shares of SocGen, France's third largest lender, are ahead by 2% in Paris. Well, here in London, the FTSE 100 is also in positive territory, up just under 0.1%. Gains for some of the mining and property heavyweights leading the way there. The leading blue chip gainer, I mentioned them a little earlier in the programme, BT on their results today. There aren't too many fallers to mention, but Dark Trace is the biggest for the third day running, following recent selling by the cybersecurity firm's second largest shareholder. Well, outside the FTSE, a lot of corporate news to digest there today. Aston Martin Lagonda, its shares are ahead by 4% after its third quarter sales almost doubled, while Tate & Lyle saw them at the top of the programme, leading mid-cap gainer on its results, currently up some 7%. Meanwhile, shares of IMI, the specialist engineering company, are ahead by 5.25% on a trading update, and Currys, the electricals retailer, their shares up 5% on a trading update too. On the foreign exchange markets, well, the dollar is trading to the upside this morning following the Fed announcement last night. Sterling is lower by nearly 0.5% against the greenback right now, more or less unchanged right now against the euro. As for the oil price, well, that has edged up this morning following yesterday's sell-off. A barrel of Brent crude will currently cost you $83.16 a barrel. That is up a little under 1.5%. Well, joining me now is the co-chief investment officer at Rathbone Investment Management. That is, of course, Ed Smith. Ed, welcome to you. Now, you don't think the Bank of England should be raising interest rates today. Why not?
Good morning, Ian. No, we are concerned that the Bank of England might make a monetary policy mistake. Excuse me. I think hiking rates today, while still making asset purchases, would send a confusing message. I would have more sympathy for a December or early February rate hike when the asset purchase scheme comes to an end, when more purchases are ended, if the bank could successfully pass it off as a sign that it's just standing ready to act if we do see more endemic inflation, and not that it intends to begin an accelerated rate tightening cycle come what may. Unfortunately, the market reaction clearly thinks that the bank is signalling the latter. That would be a mistake for a few reasons. We're in the early stages of a substantial fiscal tightening. Inflation, yes, is there, but it's mainly due to COVID distortions and global developments that UK monetary policy can't sort out. There's no sign of a wage price spiral yet. And of course, we've still got the profound headwinds from Brexit, which the Office for Budgetary Responsibility last week confirmed was likely playing out as some people feared, and it needs to be accommodated in monetary policy.
Ed, I hear what you're saying, but obviously inflation is running at twice the level of the Bank of England's target rate right now. Hugh Pill, the new chief economist, said to the FT the other day, we're in the price stability business. I mean, they have to be seen to be doing something, don't they?
So I think the bank is in the price stability business when if price instability is caused by domestic factors. The biggest cause at the moment is that the world is still spending an unusual amount on goods because it's taken longer to start spending more on services again. And the Bank of England could raise rates, but that's not going to lower the price of microchips coming out of Taiwan. It's not going to convince people to go to the cinema and stop spending money in IKEA. And I think there are tentative signs at the moment that some of that supply chain disruption that is driving the most alarming price rises in the consumer price basket is starting to pull back. We've had some shipping costs rolling over, and also we've had some of the Asian export data and the recent PMI surveys, the business confidence surveys, suggest that shift away from goods to services is beginning to happen more convincingly.
All right, Ed, we have to leave it there, I'm afraid. Good to talk to you this morning. Thanks for joining me.
Pleasure.
Well, still to come here on Ian King Live, we will be heading back to Glasgow, where we'll be speaking to the former Chief Secretary to the Treasury on the possibility of an interest rate rise and climate solutions for Asia. Stay tuned.
Getting together to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about Sendwave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out.
He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of digging the hole of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world will adjust. And 2019,
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well, Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up? Turn it on. Turn it up.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Star Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we call them London. And that's how we
all around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey there, this is Archie, and this is Starr Radio UK.
This is Star Radio UK.
In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
Welcome.
Okay, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Those of you on other planets as well, I say a massive good morning to you. Today Today's Thursday, the 4th day of November, the year 2021. The time now, 10:41 from the heart of London. Bringing you another edition of the Morning Show. Of course I am. Everything is gonna be alright, whatever the situation is or might be. Let me say a special good morning to Oza Francis all the way in Enugu. Says, good morning from here. I salute all the fans and lovers of Starr Radio UK crew. Thanks and God bless Oza Francis Omega Namani from Amangozi in Enugu State. Good morning to everyone in Amangozi in Enugu State. Especially to Oza Francis. And a special good morning also to Morris Okro. He says, good morning everyone. Good morning, Morris. Hope you are doing very well. Thank you very much for joining us. A special morning to my colleagues, Mr. Frank Davis, Mr. Olayomi, Kiko Jody, and all the way in Aberdeen, the one and only Felix. Yes, morning to you. And a special good morning to all our listeners, those of you in the US, those of you in Europe, those of you in Asia, those of you in Australia, Africa, especially in Nigeria, Ghana, Togo. I've got some lovely listeners from Togo. Yeah, thank you very much for that message that you sent through. I got listeners in South Africa, Uganda, Ismaila Ajadi Subaru, Sibru. I says good morning to you, Ismaila. Ismaila, where are you listening to us from? Well, all in all, everyone who's joined us this morning, I want to salute you all and welcome you to the Thursday edition of the Morning Show on a very wonderful day here in London. But I should say thank you to my colleague, Mr. Frank Davis, who stood in the stead for me yesterday when I was on another mission. But hey, it was a mission that was possible, and that's why I've been able to be back today to bring you another edition of the Morning Show. So let us all share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. And let's crack on. Let's make it a joyful day. Ismaila says he's listening to us from Ghana. Yes, Ismaila, morning to you and to all our wonderful Ghanaian listeners there as well. Okie dokie do. Now, if it's the first time of tuning in to listen to us, this is how the program goes on Thursdays. I'm going to bring you the quote for the day to be followed by the weather forecast and the travel updates as well. We move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe known as Global Trotting. At 11 o'clock exactly, we should have Mr. Olayomi joining in to bring you updates from Nigeria. And then we go on from there, looking at some details of other stories making the rounds across the globe. And exactly at 12 o'clock, the lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussions wherever you might be. Don't you cry, brother man, try your theory out. But before then, if you want to share your take with us on any of the issues that is being discussed, please post your comments on our Facebook page, and we'll do so as Ismaila, as Oza Francis, as Morris have done this morning. And then you can also text or WhatsApp it towards 0753966174, 0753966174. And then exactly at 12 o'clock, the lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussions. Then we go on with some of the conversations going on across the globe. And then at 1 o'clock, we bring the curtains down for the end of the program. So in a gist, that is what the program is going to be for you today. So wherever you are, don't you go away, don't you cry. Everything is going to be somewhere, somehow. It does. All right. So playing in the background, I can say bring pong. All right. Little darling, don't you cry. So the quote for the day says, if you want others to see things from your perspective, actively show that you are also trying to see things from their perspective. If you want others to see things from your perspective, actively show that you are also trying to see things from their perspective. That is a word to a wise. Okay, let's move on to the the weather front. Interestingly, it's quite a bit milder than it was the day before. That was the day before today. That was yesterday. Well, let me tell you what is going to be happening today when it comes to the weather front. So this afternoon we will see cloud and few showers at first, but this will soon clear southward. It will then turn dry with a few sunny spells developing. But tonight will be dry and cloud will continue to clear, leaving clear skies with just the occasional patch of cloud drifting through. It will feel chilly with a gentle northwesterly breeze. Now when it comes to the temperatures, the total temperature is going to be 10 degrees, the lower is going to be 1 degree. Now UV level is going to be low, pollution is going to be low. Sunset 16:29 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 06:59 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast for you today, Thursday, the 4th day of the year 2021. And let me say a special good morning and happy birthday to Mrs. Getty Buzia. Yes, Auntie Getty, hope you are doing very well, and I pray that God will shower his blessings upon you. May all your endeavors come true, and may he grant you health, peace, and wealth. It is Starr Radio UK, 10:47. We'll take a quick break and I bring you the travel update. So stay tuned, don't you go away at all. Don't you cry, everything's gonna be alright.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Check it out.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads, and we keep you navigated. I promise about the Starr Radio Travel Update. Now coming your way. Now, what is your travels like wherever you are listening to us from? Now, here in London, the Metropolitan line has got some issues there. Let me bring that your way. Minor delays between Moore Park and Amersham due to train cancellations. Good service on the rest of the line. And as you know, Waterloo and City lines have still got planned closure. That aside, all the underground lines have got good service. TFL Rail, DLR, London Tram Link, good service. Now moving on straight to the river bars this morning, I can tell you assuredly, good service throughout there. And then quickly on to the National Rail. Great Western Railway has got special service, Northern Rail, minor delays, South Western Railway, special service, and Transport for Wales, special service there as well. But keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. The Starr Radio UK Travel Update that comes to you every weekday from 10:40. Okay, so now, on the major roads in London, the large segment of the travel update, and we have A24 that's got closures, A4 closures, Central London Red Routes closures, South Circular A205 closures there as well, and A21 has got serious delays. And no, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet. Enjoy your commute for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the road.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Star Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to exactly 10:52. That is 8 minutes to the top of the hour, the Thursday edition of the morning show. I am Archie. I'll be joined by Mr. Frank Davids in a moment, and we will be bringing you all the stories that is making the rounds. I'll be starting from across the globe, going global, trotting. So wherever you are, stay tuned. Mr. Olayomi Koiki will not be able to join us this morning because he has to see to some pressing story that we want to break out to you. But you know, for sure, Star Radio UK, what we do is making sure that whatever we bring you is authentic. We have the source, and we can actually, clarify whatever is going on before we put it across. So please just bear with us whilst we do so. Okay, but now it is now time for Global Trotted. Don't you cry, everything is gonna be all right. Well, here in the UK, HPV vaccine cutting cervical cancer by nearly 90%. Researchers say regular cervical screening may not be necessary because of the success of the vaccine. And I think people will be, especially our lady folks, will be very, very happy with that. For some of them talk about nutrition and stuff like that. But if this HPV vaccine is working and cutting cancer death or cervical cancer by 90%, that is, I tell you, a very, very good one there. Okay, and so some stories making the rounds here in the UK government to rethink MP's conduct plan after backlash. Now, government is to rethink plans for policing MP's behavior after controversy over Tory MP Owen Patterson. I'm bringing you more on that front. And JD Sports angry over for sale of food asylum. The sportswear retailer chairman said the UK competition watchdog ruling was beyond logic. This is a country where if they think that you are wrestling too much power, they tell you, no, you have to sell some of the arms. Well, that's what is happening. But whether they are angry or not, if they think that it's not being fair when it comes to the trade, well, they will take it off. Okay. On to some other stories. Spike in passenger sexual harassment reports. The British Transport Police received 63% more reports of sexual harassment this year than 2019. So what kind of harassment are these people talking about here? And who are the perpetrators? I remember back in the day when somebody told me that they were on the tube. And you know the tube, there are sometimes that when you get on it, the rush hour, and they were packed like sardines. That was before the COVID though. And this man was deliberately, when it moves, he also moves, and as if somebody standing behind the girlfriend or something. And the lady was telling me that I could feel him. And I said, why don't you turn and then push him? It was so tight that he couldn't do anything. But well, sexual harassment, we'll be looking at that. It is Star Radio UK. And one man migrant has died and another missing in the channel. French authorities say they have rescued about 400 people from the small boats near Carlisle. Well, is that what the Home Secretary wants? Turn them back, let them sink in the channel, and maybe they will all feel satisfied. But it's all Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
From side to side, everybody. Gonna be alright.
Now moving on to other parts of the world as well. The biggest users failed to sign up to end coal mining or usage of coal. Now, more than 40 countries commit to a shift away from coal, but critics complain of major gaps in support. We'll bring you more on that front. An Australian man charged over Cleo Smith's abduction. The 4-year-old was found in a locked home 18 days after disappearing while on holiday with family. And when I saw that story, the Madeline's case came straight into mind. They went on holidays, somebody just abducted a child, and up to now, nobody knows where she is. But well, thank God this little girl has been found 18 days after, locked in a room. Oops. I hope nothing untoward happened to her. But well, the perpetrator has been charged. The ICC is to probe Venezuela for crimes against humanity. The International Criminal Court will examine allegations of torture and extrajudicial killings. Now, have they done that to the Philippines? Duterte before coming to Venezuela? We'll see about that. It's all Starr Radio UK. And you remember this lady? Amanda Knox, my apologies. Amanda Knox on how she thinks her case will be viewed today. 14 years ago this week, a 21-year-old British student, Meredith Kercher, was sexually assaulted and murdered in a brutal attack in her apartment in the Italian city of Perugia. However, as the world's media descended, a narrative quickly emerged around Amanda Knox, Meredith's American flatmate. After being found guilty along with her then boyfriend Rafael Solicito and serving 4 years in prison, Knox and Solicito were exonerated by the Italian Supreme Court on appeal in 2015. The 34-year-old now lives back in Seattle with her family. And she is thinking that, well, maybe this time round the world would have seen her story in a different way, shape or form. Would you? Well, we'll be looking into that story as well. Some perpetrated ill that was done in the past. Do you think that maybe the world sees it different from now? Let's take the case of the then German leader Adolf. You think that maybe if he was perpetrating this act now, we'll see that, well, it's one of those things, you know. Well, I don't think so. But it's all Starr Radio UK. Don't you know God is by your side? Well, Joe Biden has been blamed for the shock Virginia vote loss, but the president has rejected the blame, saying that the president cites schools, jobs, petrol prices, and Trump voters as reason for the defeat. Well, so come midterm election, that is 2022, do you think that the Democrats are going to do any better or worse off? Is the honeymoon over? What do you think about all that? We'll be bringing you more on that. And the deadly U.S. drone strike did not break law. Pentagon says the attack that killed 3 adults and 7 children was an honest mistake. That's what they are saying. So when does a mistake become an honest mistake, and when does a mistake become an ill that has been perpetrated onto humanity? We'll be looking into all that in a moment. It is Starr Radio UK. Iran nuclear talks to resume within weeks. Now, Vienna will play host more than 3 years after the U.S. abandoned a landmark agreement. Do you think that will bring about some peace in that part of the world? Well, it is Starr Radio UK.
Take your burden to the Lord in prayer. Lay them on.
Israeli spyware group has been added to U.S. trade blacklist. The NSO group, which makes the Pegasus spyware, acted against U.S. interests, officials say, and therefore they are going to be now blacklisted.
Don't you cry. Oh Lord. Every little thing will be alright. Don't you cry.
Now, the present minister in Paris for talks on fishing route, France, has warned punitive measures are still on the table if a deal cannot be reached. Now, we all hope, keeping fingers and everything crossed, that a deal is reached there.
My chapona, come on.
It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Let me talk to you.
Now, moving on to the African continent. U.S. Special Envoy due in Ethiopia amid crisis. Now, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has said his enemies will be buried with blood and bones of his forces. Well, but Facebook says that Ethiopian Prime Minister post incited violence and have taken that post down. Well, Facebook flexing their muscles there. And hope turns into anger after Nigerian building collapsed. At least 20 people are confirmed dead after a luxury apartment collapsed in Nigeria's biggest Lagos city in Lagos. It is Starr Radio UK. Ethiopia is commemorating first anniversary of the Tigray conflict. Well, as we said, a U.S. envoy is now getting there to resolve whatever is going on there. And child rebels are willing to participate in national dialogue. Well, it is something that Frank has been saying all along. He says that, well, just bombing your way through doesn't always work. But Joe at times does it. So, are we going to see a bit of peace in that part of the world? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The Sudanese minister says the country will achieve democratic transition. The pro-military Sudanese minister briefed the press on Wednesday and said he was optimistic the country will achieve its democratic transition. But we know that the Saudis and some big hooks in the Arab, what do you call them? In the Arab world have signed a warning to them that they have to reinstate the call it civilian government or the interim government that they've decided to topple. It is Starr Radio UK. So still going on with some of the stories. NSAS to support panel on mandate. NSAS, the police to support panel on mandate. We'll be looking into that. And KK NAPEP operators clash in Lagos. Police and KK NAPEP operators clash in Lagos. Clary kidnaps 4-year-old cousin in Katsina. And a lot more stories coming from Nigeria that we'll be bringing your way. Well, in Ghana, Francis Osu, I think he's been one MP who is making all the headlines now. Well, Francis Osu, the police fracas avoidable. Who is saying that? Peter Tubo. Why is Peter Tubo saying that? I'll bring you more on that in a moment. Two arrested for stripping teenagers naked, parading them on streets. Now, when it comes to, do I call it the street law or instant justice? Well, these two boys or men stole 100 quid. Oh no, it's not 100 quid. I'm saying 100 Ghana cedis. And some Arab people decided to strip them naked and parade them in the street. But well, I think the police are cracking their whips once again, and therefore have arrested these people who perpetrated the act. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. Well, the minority is saying that, yeah, we're going to summon the finance minister to appear before Parliament to answer questions pertaining to a missing 800 million Ghana cedis. How can they say 800 million Ghana cedis is missing? Well, have you got some of the snakes from Nigeria coming to Ghana as well? Coming to swallow some of the money? Well, it is already okay. This and a lot more are going to be coming your way. But some people are breaking into laughter after a name was mentioned in the Ghanaian parliament. What is that name all about? The name Sewa Brony has been trending on social media for weeks. A Canadian-based woman claims to have had engagement with some politicians and has been hitting out at them. Edward Bauer mentioned name as an example in a statement on the floor of parliament. Sewa Brony, a name which has for the past few weeks gained prominence on social media owing to allegations by a Canadian-based Ghanaian woman against some of the country's top political figures, has found its way to parliament. And when the name was mentioned, people just burst into laughter. What is all that about? I'll be telling you more about Sewa Brony. It is Starr Radio UK. Well, the Princess Sosu issue is not going away. The female Paul says, you are the one joking. Who is he saying that to? Sam Okujato, a renowned lawyer in Ghana. Okay, we take a break, we come back, and then we will be looking into details, some of the stories making the rounds, but we'll be starting from Nigeria when we're bringing you updates from Nigeria. Stay tuned, don't you go away now, enjoy the music without interruption. Everything alright.
Little darling, don't you cry. Brother man, dry your teary eyes. Don't you know God is by your side? From side to side. Through the fire, He will be there. Through the storm, God will be there. Through the rain, God will be there. Take your burden to the Lord in prayer. Lay them all down and leave them there. Where are my regulars? Come on. Don't you cry. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't you cry. Oh Lord. Every little thing will be alright. Don't you cry. Worry no more. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Oh, it's gonna be alright. My chapona, come on. Yeah. Jambaina. Sembaina. Yariabaina. Let me talk to you. Sika semno. Abawono. Koto semno. Yeah, now if you won't come, you never try Yesu. Now when you semno, catch it right on no kwa. Now you tell them, don't you cry. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't you cry. Little darling, cry no more. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Tell your neighbor, don't you cry.
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7 at work,
At home.
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
You are listening to Starr Radio North.
this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to exactly 11 minutes. No, what's that? you see, it's a quarter past 11. A quarter past 11. Yeah? One of the time is just giving me sometime to 11. I've got about 3 clocks here that I'm looking at. So yes. But I can tell you, it is a quarter past 11 here in London, GMT. Okay. If you are in Nigeria, it's GMT +1. Okay. So virtually, it is time for us to bring you update from Nigeria. But I've been joined by Mr. Frank Davis, and let me say massive good morning to you, Frank.
Archie, good morning to our listeners, our viewers, our compatriots, and Alessandra. What can we say?
You know, those who listen to us from Ghana and Nigeria, especially on the African continent,
I salute all of them.
Salute them.
Yeah, the data
really, the data cost only.
We take internet for granted over here. I mean, for example, if you look at how much I spend on my data every month, unlimited data, actually I spend less than £25. I mean, that with the call, the calls and other phone. Now even the calls are useless. Yeah. Then if you give me, they give me unlimited.
Unlimited calls, unlimited text,
unlimited. I don't remember the last time I used a text. I don't remember that. Even if I use a text, probably a few days and other things. Yeah. You send a test to. I don't think I use more than 50 tests a month. Yeah. I don't think I make calls up to about 200 minutes a month. No. Or do I have unlimited? Yeah. Everything has now moved to WhatsApp and Telegram and all those things. So you look at it at more of a data driven, and then data cost now becomes the most important determinant of how we communicate. And if you look at how much we spend over here and compared to how much I mean, is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. And therefore I salute all of them.
Yeah. We want to say thank you very much to every one of you, Ismaila, Morris, and also Francis. Every program done, whenever we are doing a program, he will come on.
Yeah, and you know one thing that if you look at the quality of output, I mean Facebook is different.
Yeah.
But for those who listen to us on our app, they spend more data because at the end of the day, the quality of output that we send through our app. I mean, we're pumping out over here about 192 kbs per second. A lot of stations across the continent will pump up about 24, some 38, some 48 kbs. I mean, depending on the quality of sound. For those who know sound, when you listen to, you know, I mean, there's a difference between the sound quality that is coming out. The higher the sound quality, it's just like a picture. The higher the what they call it, the DPI of the picture, the quality of the picture, the more space it takes on your drive. That's how sound also works. The higher the sound quality that you are pumping up,
the more data you spend.
That more data you spend to, I mean, listen to it. That's how it is.
Well, so we want to say thank you to each and every one of you who always continue to listen to us. You are the ones who hold our back, and because of you, we are still in existence. I was having a chat with a missus the other time, and he was asking me, how long has Starr Radio UK been in existence? And I was scratching my head. I thought 5-6 years. He said, wow. And he said, there have been lots of radio stations that have fallen by the way. Lots of them.
Yeah.
But you are still going strong.
Yeah, the good thing is that, I mean, we gave ourselves 5 years for a takeoff. I mean, once we're able to survive 5 years, we'll take off. And I do believe that this is a takeoff time. We've experimented. We know exactly what works. We know exactly where we want to go. We know exactly what we want to do. So from January coming, hopefully, we'll take off the way we want. Things are now privately, things have now stabilized the way we want. So we'll push the station forward. I mean, the focus is for us to be again the #1 African and Caribbean radio station. In the UK. It shouldn't be the case that when Mugabe died like the way he did, we should be referring news from BBC. It should be the case that people who know Mugabe will be telling the whole world about who Mugabe was. You know, we need to begin to tell our own stories. And we want to build that ecosystem where Starr Radio will be here linked up with other stations across Africa, telling our own stories at the way we want
from the African perspective.
From an African perspective, and that is what I mean we want to do. We cannot just be copying. And you go to a lot of African stations, and even Ghana, BBC has said, we give legitimacy to what the foreigners have said. I am in a foreign land, right? But we give legitimacy to what even our own story. We want to validate it
by the BBC or some foreign
or Deutsche Welle or CNN. So something happened in Nigeria. We do not take what Nigerian news agency has said seriously, and again, it's because of the way we've conducted ourselves that we do not. Credibility is brought to question. Management and a bit of guidelines to what journalists, what influence journalistic, whether they have ethics that define what they do, that you speak the truth and nothing but the truth, or you will, I mean, do the bidding of someone and push it to be the truth and continue to repeat the lie until it becomes the truth. And people, because they listen to you, once you said it, even if it's a lie, you want them to accept that as a truth, although it might be false. You get me? That has gone to a point where we now want things that are coming even from our own country to be validated by foreigners and come bounce back to us as the truth, and then we accept. Even BBC said it. I wouldn't say even I mean a station in Lagos said it. A station in what do you call it? Kaduna said it, or probably Kasina said it. Bono said it. Are you getting me? But that is where we should be able to get to. That in future, when a station affiliated to Starr Radio breaks up in news, you cannot go.
You say your grandfather has told you something. Say you're going to ask your father.
That is why we're pushing. So when we hear news from Sierra Leone, you said, I mean, a Starr Radio affiliate is breaking this news. It should be an authentic, an original news, something that you can do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
The 95% degree of certainty and truth should be associated with those people. You know, and we'll get there.
We'll get there. Listeners, so we want to say thank you very, very much for your support over the years. I mean, like I said, without you, we wouldn't have been here. And we are so grateful. But it's now time for us to bring you some news making the rounds in Nigeria. Like I said, as we said earlier on, we want to make sure every news or every information that we're bringing your way is authenticated. And that's why we do our own underground well. So Yomi this morning is a bit busy trying to investigate few issues, and which we will bring to you hopefully tomorrow morning on the morning show. Okay, but now let me say special good morning to Francis Guy, our able producer. Yes, if you don't say good morning to him, if you unplug, pull some of the plugs, I will not be, whatever I'm saying or doing here, you will not hear it. So I want to say good morning to you as well. Now, bringing updates from Nigeria. The death toll from the collapse of the 21-story building at a 20 Gerrard Road, Ikoyi, Lagos State has increased to 36. Now, acting coordinator of the Lagos Territorial Office of the National Emergency Management Agency, Mr. Ibrahim Farinloy, disclosed this in a message to journalists this morning. So far, 36 people, 33 males and 3 females have been confirmed dead, while there were 9 survivors. Faniloy wrote, the survivors include 8 males and 1 female. The operation to rescue those trapped in the rubble of the 21-story building, which collapsed on Monday, is still ongoing. Recall the 14 persons were confirmed on Wednesday. Meanwhile, the Lagos State government had on Wednesday disclosed the names of those who survived the Ikoyi building collapse and were presently undergoing treatment at the Lagos Marina Hospital. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu read out the names and ages of the survivors while addressing the press at the site yesterday. And that's some of the stories making the rounds. But Frank, so far, those are 36 people.
That's a lot. I mean, yesterday we were looking at 15.
Yeah.
And now they are telling us that it's gone to 36.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Olayomi was reporting yesterday that the owner of the building himself was part of the casualties. Which means that the actual truth will not be known, because if he's the owner, unless the project managers and others, then there's enough documentation to back some of decision-making processes that has gone into, and the thought process that has gone into violating they basically violated some rules to be able to increase that. Who gave what order, because actually it shouldn't be business as usual. People need to be held accountable for what has happened, and let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that the right thing is done.
Yeah, hopefully keeping fingers and everything crossed there. Okay, Starr Radio UK. Now moving on to one other story. You know, the issue of the tricycles, some operators of commercial tricycles, they call it keke nape. Yomi, did I pronounce it right? Now, some operators of the commercial tricycle, otherwise known as keke nape, and some police officers have clashed in the Marina area of Lagos State on Thursday. The cause of the clash is, however, yet to be ascertained, as of the time of filing the report. It says that the clash has been confirmed to the Punch. Okay, as we said, we want stories coming from our own place where we have also authenticated it there. But it says that the operators took to the street. Okay, many commercial tricycle operators are currently protesting at the Abule Egba area of Lagos State the alleged killing of one of them by a policeman attached to the Marina police station. The operators took to the street on Thursday morning, blocking all entry and exit routes of the Marine community in Abule Egba to express their dissatisfaction over the recent killings and extortion by the police. Now, some said a policeman allegedly stabbed an operator with a dagger, while others said he was shot at by the policeman, who left him to die by the side of the road. It was learned that the incident occurred on Thursday morning along Command Road, Meran, Abule, Egba. Now, and these tensions are high, as the tricycle operators are reportedly planning to retaliate by attacking the police station.
Archie, it's sad. May his soul rest in peace. One thing that I look at, but there's no justification for a police officer to kill anyone irrespective of what. The only way you should be able to be defending this is when your life comes under threat. And in this case, I do not think that is what happened. Again, there's a bit of negligence on behalf of the police.
Yeah.
Because if you have stabbed someone or whatever it is, show the person, at least the least you can do for humanity, if not for the boy himself, is to rush the person to hospital.
Yeah.
But to allow the person to die by the roadside, for me, is a very, very difficult decision to take. Actually, in all this, the police might also just be enforcing what they've been told to do.
Okay.
That we do not want them what they keke mope or whatever to be running on the streets and that. But those implementing those rules, they are 100% right to say that, okay, because of safety, because of this thing, but again, they must consider that those who are riding it are doing it out of necessity.
Yeah,
out of necessity.
So if they have other means to survive, do you think they will use that?
You might see that you are 100% right, trying to protect lives and order, trying to safeguard the citizens. But again, these people are also 100% right, trying to fend for themselves. Because actually, no graduate or no one want to risk their life. They know they are taking risk. Most of them know that what they are doing is very risky. But how do they survive? And actually, I think we should be able to be flexible in our thinking. Look, in India, in Thailand, you see a lot of these motorbikes. Nepal, Philippines, you see a lot of these motorbikes and nepekeke or whatever similar to this operating. They have come to a point where they have accepted them as and made provision for them. So India, for instance, you see a lot of them. You see a lot of them. Why can't we do same in Africa? If the laws that regulates them are not, or the current law that we have are not enough, why don't we pass a law to be able to ride it? You need proper training. Designate a place for them where they can park like we do for taxis. Make sure that, look, rules are marked properly. There are high routes that you cannot apply, but there's certain communities that you can go to, and other thing. That this is the training. You must have a number plate on your thing. So if there's crime, we're able to track that. Even this is it. If why don't we just make them pay for the number plate? Even which can be a business. Put trackers on them so that at each point in time, probably create an office somewhere in that office known. Which is just like airline. We monitor airline.
You know where this one is. You know where this one is
if
going.
There's crime, which we probably would think, these people can, commit crime, minor crimes, and that. We should be flexible in our thoughts and our thinking. This regimental approach, they are known to be on the road, and therefore, police should go after them. Actually, it's not helping anyone.
And meanwhile, we don't give them an alternative means to survive.
These people must survive. These people must survive.
And so rather they do that, rather than being armed robbers or kidnappers.
These people must survive, and we must find a solution for it.
You know, one thing that troubles me is when it comes to our developmental, how we want to develop our own lands, our countries. Now, still, we construct streets or roads, and we still do it like in the 1970s, where we know that we had only 10 cars moving on our roads. Now we have motorbikes, motorcycles, we have bicycles, we have various things but we don't take those things into consideration when we are constructing.
Pedestrians, we don't value them when we construct. So again, it goes to our engineers, it goes to our architects, it goes to the people who are the technocrats who approve certain projects. So a road is to be constructed. A technocrat, you've been appointed over there to be able to bring technical insight into what is happening. And if you are not thinking of the stakeholders, who are the users, and you think the users are just drivers and this, and then you might be getting it wrong. Right? Even animals must be made provision for. That's why and I do believe in even after there are certain places you drive.
You see the sign. You see the sign.
Driving to Shashi. You see the sign. Antelopes or whatever. Provisions have been made. That when you get there, you're gonna slow down. In certain countries, what they will do, they'll put kind of road bumps. In those
to slow you
down, so that they force you to slow to slow down. Put speed cameras, force you to slow down, so that in case there's an animal crossing, so provisions have been because they know the animals also have the right to cross from one location or from one to the other. But we do not do that. In my view, this KK or whatever has come to it has come to stay with us. We can't do anything. In Ghana they call it Aboboya. There's nothing we can do. It has come to stay because these people are not committing robbery. They are not but they're spending their energy just trying to put bread and butter on their table. We cannot be regimental in our approach in dealing with them. I find it very disturbing.
Well, very disturbing. Starr Radio UK, what do you think about all that? Still happening in Nigeria, bringing you some more stories. Now, the IPOB has stated its position on if Igbos should vote in a number election enforcement of sit-at-home order. Now, the story says, the pro-Biafra secessionist group, the indigenous people of Biafra, has reiterated that no person or group should compel Southeasterners to comply with the sit-at-home order that commences tomorrow. That's Friday the 5th. Now, the group also said it has no interest in Anambra governorship election scheduled to hold on Saturday, adding that it is the choice of the people to vote or not to vote. It says it, however, warned that those who wish to exercise their voting rights to stay vigilant, insisting that there is no going back on sit-at-home directive to protest against the continued detention of its leader, Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB made these revelations in a statement by its spokesman, Ima Powerful, which was obtained by Sarah reporters on Thursday. The statement read in parts, "We wish to correct some misconceptions, unfounded speculations and outright falsehood concerning our position on the forthcoming November 6th governorship election in Anambra State. First of all, we wish to reiterate that IPOB did not at any time issue any order or call for the boycott of the said election, contrary to misconception in certain quarters. In fact, IPOB has nothing to do with Anambra elections. Nobody should therefore link us with the elections. The freedom of our leaders is what matters to us, and we don't need distractions." So that is a good statement that has come from them to clear the way that, look, we say we don't want to do, we want to have anything to do with this election. But some, government officials have been saying that, well, they are saying that if people come out to come and vote, then they will either attack them and stuff like that. But a bit of clarity there.
Actually, which is very good, because at the end of the day, you do not want to be held responsible for whatever goes on, because if there's an attack or anything, or people decide not to participate, they are those who are going to be held responsible and accountable for that. But what they've done is just to say that, look, we know that this is going on, people are trying to tell us, but you cannot again force citizens to go and vote. Neither can you force them not to vote. So if our citizens, in trying to put the interest of their region, decide that they are not coming out, do not come and hold that. It is individual decisions, because as far as they are concerned, the law doesn't allow them, or they do not have power to force a citizen to either vote or not to vote, and therefore do not hold them responsible. What concerns them is what they're going to do to be able to make sure their leader is freed. Which I think it's very reasonable clarification to be able to put out there. It's up to the government to see whether voting can go ahead, which they claim it will go ahead, and whether a threshold, I don't know what the constitution says. I know when it comes
for the election,
I know when it comes to referendum, there's a turnout that must be achieved for it to be legitimate. For instance, if you look at the district assembly thing that nearly happened in Ghana, there was a turnout that was expected, and when the government saw that the opposition, basically has, rejected the proposition on the table and decided that, look, we're not going to go ahead, they realized that turnout should, even those who support the opposition decide not to partake, that turnout was not going to reach the threshold required for it to be deemed a legitimate election. If you do that, you've just wasted resources.
So that's why they decided
to pull it back. That is cancelled. I don't know what if that's the case with this governorship election. If not, I can take my wife, my mother, my children to go
vote, and they say we'll have won. But do you think that the turnout will, I mean, if it's bad, will cause them to the leadership of the federal government or the leadership of that particular state to think, no, we need to do something about
Archie,
the IPOB leader?
I think that it's going to be a test case for them. I look at this as a test case. But at the end of the day, let's see what the citizens also are thinking. For all you know, there might be thousands and millions of citizens who are not in support or who even want them they cannot jailed or something like that. For which all these calls, agitation and other things, none of their business. They don't want to know. Are you getting it? Let's see how the turnout turns out to be. I'll be interested in knowing that, and then from there we'll be able to know. I mean, how
Okay, listen, it's Starr Radio UK. One final story. It's 11:37. One final story from Nigeria, and then we bring the updates to a close. According to a circular seen by the cable banks notified customers that they will no longer accept the old notes at the end of this year. I had to pick on that because I know most of you will be going to Nigeria for Christmas and stuff like that. You don't want to go and they've changed some naira and then you go to spend it and no. The bank of this story is quite interesting. All right. Let me defer it. I need to do some further investigation about it before we bring it. So stay and just bear with us. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, the final story. Let me just read this one out and then we bring it to a close. Now, Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi State has said only ingrates will not appreciate the achievements, sacrifices, and efforts made by President Muhammadu Buhari for Nigeria. Now, Bello also said that President Buhari fought the civil war to keep the country together. The governor stated this on Wednesday when he received traditional and political leaders from Douala and the other parts of Katsina State at Kogi State's government lodge in Abuja. He described Buhari as the only Nigerian leader without a foreign account, property, or company. Now, it will take an ingrate not to appreciate what President Buhari has been doing and is still doing for this country. Buhari from history has been sacrificing and is still sacrificing for the unity, security, prosperity, and for the emancipation of this country right from his days in the military and now as a civilian. Now, applaud say Buhari, a wonderful person.
Archie, let me give you a scenario. I live in a flat. And the other time in the morning, whilst I was coming out, someone was cooking in their home. For whatever they've cooked or whatever they're cooking, actually the whole of the block was engulfed in some scent,
pungent smell
that I couldn't stand. In fact, I had to block the gate. The main
so that you get some air coming through.
I do believe if I've knocked at their door and tell them, look, why you cooking smells like shit?
Excuse us,
the people will tell me, look, this is one of the delicacies that there'll be probably it's one in probably a month that they're able to cook that food
and eat it with all the joy and gusto.
So you see, I do not blame the governor. He's one of those who were putting those salts, testing that soup to see if it is nice or not. Those of us outside, the majority of Nigerians, are smelling the stench that is unbearable. Okay?
Yeah.
That if we have opportunity, we'll open their door and let even those who are cooking evaporate from that room. So if we have the opportunity, he, the governor,
will let him out.
Will let all of them vamoose straight away from the seats they occupy. Look, we have no doubt that every person who ascends onto the throne aims to do something good for his or her people.
Yeah.
In attempts to do that, there are certain things that must guide you. The question, has Buhari put the interest of Nigerians first? Someone will say yes, someone will say no.
No. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
How did he know that Buhari doesn't have a bank account?
He told him that I've not got a bank account, or as far as he knows.
Okay. As far as he, that's what he should have said. As far as he knows. When was the last time he went to ask Buhari, have you got a bank account?
I don't know.
Has he got a property?
I don't know.
They say when a frog dies, that is how you are able to measure its full length. Because you know the way frogs are, you can't actually just physically look at them and tell them they're 1 meter, half a meter. But when they die, you're able to
stretch forth, and then you can see. That's a very long one.
You can see them. Look, I do not appreciate the insult he's used, because at the end of the day, what you're saying, you're calling people who disagree with the path, people who cry and even call Buhari that, look, we are being killed, we are being murdered by hoodlums. You're calling them ingrates. That is below the belt. Coming from a governor, just because royals or people from the president's city has visited you, you want to praise yourself into the president's book. Actually, that for me is very, very... Look, I know people who might like Buhari. Buhari might not be the demon to everybody. And in fact, no one is saying that Buhari might not have done anything. Every stupid fool who have the potential to be a president will do something small. The question is a balance. That has it done enough? Others are saying yes, others are saying no. That does not give the right to those who are saying yes to think that those who are saying no are brainless. Or and again, does not give the right to those who are saying yes and those who are saying no to call those who are saying yes, look, you people are stupid fools. I think your brains are not at home. But the question is, what are the evidence? What has been the living conditions? Security situation. If on a daily basis, someone who is not politically aligned, and for me, they are the most important and valuable constituent in all this. Those who are saying, hey, yes and no, for them, they might have their political, groups that they belong to. But the common person who does not belong to A or B, what the feeling in their lives, the daily survivor, that for me is determinant. And if we ask Nigerians today, you walk to a market and ask someone today, what has been the administration the last 4 years? I think their results will be the best to take. And if this governor, he's not pleased. He's not the right person to be telling us, because he's part of the problem.
He is part of the problem. Well. Listeners, that is where we bring the update from Nigeria to a close. But some breaking news coming in from there as well. And it says gunmen kill 7 and injure several others in Adamawa. And as you know, Nigeria is always saying that. But well, Sonia Kuson says what? Which way Nigeria? Enjoy it, and we'll be back with you.
Oh yeah, I want to know. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria?
This is Starr Radio UK.
All around the world. In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Many years after independence, we still find it hard to start. How long shall we be patient before we reach the promised land? Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Tell me which way to go. I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Every little thing that goes wrong, we start to blame the government. We know everything that goes wrong because we are part of the government. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Tell me. Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Inefficiency and indiscipline is ruining the country now. Corruption here, there and everywhere. Inflation is soaring high. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh sure, sure. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? We made mistakes during the oil boom, not knowing that was our doom. Some people now have everything, while many, many have nothing. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't fall. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Green revolution is a reality. Let's give it a chance to grow. Let's join our hands to farm the land, so we can have enough food to show. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh sure. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Our ambition to be millionaires is running the country down. We all want to be millionaires and to live in the air. Oh, let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, we want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Remember that a simple step is the beginning of a million miles. Let's start right now to rebuild ourselves so as to make the country smile. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh sure. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Heaven and earth will pass away. It is written in the book of God. The good people will surely find their ways, and the meek will inherit the world.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Let's save Nigeria.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. We want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? One more time. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Let's save Nigeria. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Which way Nigeria?
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Star Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Star Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Okay, welcome back to the program Star Radio UK. 7 minutes to the top of the hour. That means 7 minutes to 12, and it's a Thursday edition of the morning show. Wherever you are listening to us from, it is always a pleasure coming your way, especially on Thursdays as well. So please stay with us. Don't you go away. Don't even think of touching the dial. With me in the studio is Mr. Frank Davis, and I'm Archie, and we're looking at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world, but starting from home here where we live, that is the UK. What is happening here in the UK? Let's quickly have a look at a couple of them, and then we can move on from there. All right. Now, in the UK front today, okay, the first bill to some breaking news that have come to. First bill to treat COVID gets approval in UK.
Wow,
that is a big step. It says that the first pill designed to treat symptomatic COVID has been approved by the UK medicines regulator. The tablet Molnupiravir will be given twice a day to vulnerable patients recently diagnosed with the disease. In clinical trials, the pill, originally developed to treat flu, cut the risk of hospitalization or death by about half. Health Secretary Sajid Javid said the treatment was a game changer for the most frail and immunosuppressed. In a statement, he said, "Today is a historic day for our country, as the UK is now the first country in the world to approve an antiviral that can be taken at home for COVID." A big step.
That is good, and unfortunately, they are the first to have approved a pill because that's what they recognize. May I submit to them that Uganda has already approved a remedy that is being used successfully in Uganda.
Is it successfully? Have they tested? Have they done any? Do we have people to attest to that?
Did the UK send theirs to Uganda to test?
No, I'm not saying that they should bring it here. What I'm asking is, has somebody who has been, COVID, recover from it, and we say yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ugandans.
Okay, if they have something like that.
Showcased. The doctor was in Ghana last week for the
Dr. Fever. Is it Dr. Malaria?
And he showcased it.
Okay.
Yeah, their health ministry, their science universities have all given it approval.
Okay.
The African Center for Herbal Medicine have also approved it. So they are not the first. That is one thing. They are the first within. It's just like they were telling us that
we discovered.
They discovered us. Discovery is relative. you know. But let's come to the main issue.
Yeah.
It means that the laws pushing people to go and vaccinate now have to be looked at. Because if I can take the tablet, why vaccinate?
Yeah, I can take it daily.
Okay, if you don't want to give it free, you don't want to put it on any.
I can buy it and I'll use it.
So, if you want to show vaccination certificate,
I show you my tablet.
I'll show my certificate receipt. but it's good that we now have options, so that the policy around how to prevent this thing, because it's about the same rate that vaccination is working. You're telling us that the tablet cuts hospitalization and severe illnesses by half. That's around the same rate and thereabout that we have after 4 weeks of vaccination. That's what we get. Then after 6 months, it begins to calm down. But if we have a tablet that can treat recurrent this, and then I think
symptoms of that, they call it.
I think it's great.
Yeah. Well, like it's important.
I think we need to take note of the name of the drug and all go and search for it. Because if it was developed for a flu, it might be
it might be in existence already. So it's just a matter of just getting it and popping it. Let me get you the name.
Let's get the name again, and then we will write it down. Let our producer write it down. MOLNUPIRAVIR. Wait, our listeners are listening.
Let's take it one after the other.
Listeners, there's a pill for COVID, and this is the spelling that is coming. So Archie is going to give you the spelling. Write it down. It might help you. You might need it. So Archie, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Spell it.
MOLNUPIRAVIR.
How do they expect my mom to pronounce it?
Molnupiravir.
Instead of making it, so you go to a pharmacy and you measure.
No, you just take your research. So this is what I'm looking for.
And the person asks you, what is it? Anyway, listeners, that's a good news. If you are in the UK, wherever you are, check it, because apparently the drug might have been existent for long.
Yeah.
If it has been existent, it could be that some pharmacies stock them. If they do, then we are saying that according to the scientists and according to UK Health Secretary, these pills have now been found to be effective in dealing with what?
COVID. Hey. Well, but if you have to go and take your vaccine, please go and take your vaccine.
Please, if you can check the name of the company that produced this drug and you are into finance, buy their stocks.
Definitely, it's going to go up now.
Yeah,
it's going to go up now.
I mean, we just have to tell people what they need to do and tell them. Because if you're someone to trade and you see this, buy their stock.
Straight. Wow. Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, some good news still coming in from the health front, and this time round pertaining to our women folk. The human papillomavirus, the human papillomavirus or HPV vaccine is cutting cases of cervical cancer by nearly 90%. The first real world data has shown. The Cancer Research UK described the finding as historic and said it showed the vaccine was saving lives. Nearly all cervical cancers are caused by viruses, and the hope is vaccination could almost eliminate the disease. The researchers said the success meant those who are vaccinated may need far fewer cervical smear tests too. Now, cervical cancer is the fourth most common cancer in women around the world, killing more than 300,000 each year. Almost 9 in 10 deaths are in low and middle income countries where there is little access to cervical cancer screening. The hope is vaccination will have an even bigger impact in those countries than wealthier nations such as the UK. But again, we know that this is going to be a problem because here we can have access to it, but back home they will not have access to it. But I have a problem when it comes to our folk, our kind, especially the women folk. Now, when it comes to breast screening, they don't want to go. It comes to cervical, where they have to go for this test, they don't want to go. And they it's okay, it's so intrusive. But these are means that can help you live long.
Yeah.
Now, what do you say about our behavior in that sense?
It is not only about women. I think we are involved. Are we the men and everything? Look, when it comes to an African, typically we do not prioritize things that we should prioritize. We prioritize money. See, our survivor in this country, if you talk to any Africans, the poorest, and again, you will understand that we have more precious than a lot of people who have.
Yeah.
What has been on us is money. That is what those are the pressure that are coming to us. But actually, if you look at dental, we do not go for dental checkups. I mean, we are the lowest to go. If you look at screening, we do not go. We do not go for normal screening. You look at breast cancer, awareness is growing, but we need to increase more.
Yeah.
Prostate cancer, for men, we do not. There was one man that I admire so much, Professor Kweku Danso. When he was an ambassador, I think there was a day. I used to have a conversation with him. Frequently, and there was a day I went to his office. He invited me for a chat, and along the lines, a discussion about health issues came in. And but when I called him, he said he will not be in. I should come the following day. So when I went, he started telling me about he was going for dental checkup. He has in a diary yearly when he should go, and you realize that he takes his health and everything very sure. So along the discussion, he was telling me, look, why is it that in this country a lot of us we don't go for this? He was even demanding to know when was the last time I went for blood checkup and other things. So it is something that we do not do, and we need to encourage ourselves to do it. We, in our part of the world, some of these checkups, routine checkups, are not something that is granted for us. Are you getting me? So we bring that same mentality, thinking that we don't need to, but actually we cannot underrate the effectiveness of science and its effectiveness of how medicine has advanced and helped us. And if you look at this vaccine, should it work, thousands of women will be saved. Thousands of women will be saved, and we thank God, and we thank God for the scientists. Let's continue to help them by donating to cancer research and all those organizations that involve in some of these research activities, because that is how it gets funded.
Okay, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 4 minutes past 12. Frank, I tell you, there are interesting things happening here on my system. Now, this particular computer have decided to change the time to GMT now. The one that always gives me an hour plus. I don't know whether now before it's woken up. Okay, but wherever you are, yes, stay tuned. Don't you go away at all. Now, let's look at some other stories making the rounds still in the UK front. One other story, and then we move on. Well, my favorite people, they have unleashed their anger once again. Insulate Britain blocks roads around Parliament, and I say yes, this is the one I want, because they are the ones who make the laws.
Around Parliament, they are inconveniencing innocent you who have paid their congestion zone, pay probably what do you call it? If they are going to block the MPs, there's a route where the MPs go to. That means it's not only if they can strategically prevent the MPs, that is it. But if you're going to, because if you look at, there's a Methodist church over there, that place leads to Whitehall, and then what do you call it, the cathedral, all those where we start Bay and other stuff over there. If I've paid my congestion zone problem, I'm going to do something and you're going to prevent me from doing that, it's going to be a bit of a problem. I do think, why didn't we see them at a COP 26?
I think they think that maybe that particular place was too. There were so many demonstrators, groups, and maybe they didn't want to. It might drum out whatever they wanted.
Yesterday, I think they were in Manchester. Yesterday, they blocked they blocked some roads in Manchester Airport, along the Manchester Airport. That's what they did yesterday. But you see, Archie, I do think that look, it's got to a point where they're gonna be a bit of reasonable. They're gonna be a bit of reasonable.
They said they glued themselves to about 30 protesters glued themselves to the ground. Now when they glue themselves this time around, we need to leave them. You see how the weather is cold. The cold will be penetrating.
I mean, if they
just leave them because they know the police will come and drag them away.
If they've glued them to the entrance to the Parliament House, then that's fine.
But on the main routes,
over there, I don't agree with it. Yeah.
Okay, listeners, it's Star Radio UK. Let me announce the lines open and you can join in as well. If you want to join in the conversation, 0208-133-2257 or 580208-133-2257 or 58. If you're in US or Canada, it is 0017183032737 0017183032737. You can text or WhatsApp at 07539661744 07539661744. Our Twitter handle is Star Radio UK and email address is info@starradiouk.com. All right then. A final story from the UK front. Owen Patterson. Government U-turn over MP's conduct plan. The government has U-turned on its plan to overhaul the policing of MP's conduct after a furious backlash. On Wednesday, Number 10 backed a shake-up of the standards watchdog and blocked the suspension of one of its own former ministers, Owen Patterson. It sparked an angry reaction from Labour and some Tory MPs who feared it would look like corruption to voters. Now, MPs are now likely to vote again on whether Mr. Patterson should be excluded from Parliament for 30 days. Opposition parties refuse to cooperate with the government's plan to change the disciplinary process, prompting a hasty rethink from Downing Street. Commons leader Jacob Rees-Mogg said changes will not now go ahead without cross-party support. He told Commons there was a strong feeling that any overhaul of the standard process could or should not just be based on Mr. Patterson's case, and Wednesday's Commons vote had conflated the two issues. Mr. Rees-Mogg said the government will come back to MPs with more detailed proposal after it had held discussions with the other parties. The issue of Mr. Patterson, the Common Standards Committee and Commissioner concluded last week that Tory MP Mr. Patterson was found to have misused his position as an MP to benefit two firms he worked for. As a result, they recommended he be suspended from the Commons for 30 sitting days. Okay, so they did that. You remember some of the past MPs have been also faced similar things. We have the former Prime Minister,
the Prime Minister David Cameron also.
So I mean, looking at this Parliament saying that no, you are now going to change the law so that this person can be still in Parliament. I mean, we are not going to take that. If it had been in Africa, do you think they would?
No. And these are some of the lessons we need to be learning from where we learn democracy from. Because at the end of the day, I do not think we want to eat sugar bread and decide that it's sugar bread, but this time we're going to put water in it to drain the sugar. Then why didn't you go for bread that is not sugar? You can go for a non-sugar bread, that one, you know. We've decided to go for democracy. We must learn democracy properly. And democracy operates along rules and regulations. A respect for those rules paramount, and how citizens and everyone that are equal before the law. That is what democracy is all about. We cannot have one set of rules that when it affects my crony, my party member, we scrambling around to change the rules because the rules are caught up with the person. We've seen a lot of people caught up in this the misuse of their positions. David Cameron himself, is it because person is close to David what they call it, the current decision makers, and therefore they want to change it to help them, or is it because he has been strategic in raising funds for their campaign and other things? But again, I'm happy that reason has prevailed. Those who have spoken against it have succeeded, and I applaud the government for doing a rethink about it. Unlike Africa, where they will tell you, "You can't cry me, you can't cry no more." You look at, let's say, this COP26 that has just happened. Again, Akufo-Addo went with a private jet to that. And the question you ask, do you think that in this country, if we've had a situation where citizens, including key stakeholders, have been calling on the Prime Minister to desist from renting a private jet, not because he doesn't have a private jet, but seriously going for a private jet that he thinks will grant him access to bath in the sky. Do you think do you think he will continue to do it?
He would have stopped long time ago.
But you see, in our part of the world, the more you talk, the more we do it. I mean, what they are telling you can go to hell.
Yeah.
You get me? That's the kind of situation. And over here, the laws work. They know the public are very, 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 very sensitive to what they do. They're watching them. They are public servants. They are being paid to do and to serve the people. And I think it's good that we've come to this point where the government has now agreed, or I mean, it's now signaling everything that will not go ahead again, because that's part of corruption.
Yeah,
it favors me, let it go ahead.
When it's the other person, let's go after the person.
That's it. I think it's they've done a very right thing.
Yeah. Okay. Now, breaking news coming through: the Bank of England has voted to keep interest rates at their record low level. Good. So 0.1% still. Okay. Spending calls for an increase to tackle surging inflation. The Monetary Policy Committee voted 7-2 in favor of no change. Rates were cut to their current level in March last year in response to the effects of the coronavirus pandemic, but the reopening of the economy has fueled price rises, prompting expectation that the bank will increase borrowing costs. But that information coming
I think it's very good, because you see, you do not just look at inflation, the rate at which inflation goes, although it's a very, very strong signal to basically
increase the interest rate.
If they've done that, actually, we are getting to Christmas. There are people who are squeezed. Prices have gone up. You look at people, disposable income has been affected negatively. If you're going to increase what do you call it, interest rates now, some people are living on debt because of the pandemic. They're out of work, which means that their outgoings is going to increase. I think it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. If you have a mortgage, this time to basically pay more above your interest only. If you are on interest only, I mean, and you
pay more so that you can afford.
Just try and tell them, please, you want to pay a little bit more. You want to pay a little bit more every month. You want to pay a little bit more. This is if you're a credit card, you want to pay a little bit more this time. Although credit card, most of them are fixed, not variable. But you want to pay a little bit more, especially where you have a variable rate product,
so that the principal amount will be reduced.
And if you consider buying a property and you are in a position to buy a property, this is a time. But if you get a property around a 2% variable above what they call it, what the interest rates, then you're looking about 2.5% or 2% there and above. If you can lock that in for, and I think this evening the property team might want to, they'll be looking at some of those things. Last week they dealt with the budget. Now that the interest has also come, I think they're going to be looking more into what strategically we can do.
Okay, interesting. Listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. We bring you all the news as it breaks, and once we authenticate it, we'll bring you away. All right, then, moving on to some other parts of the world, bringing the time now to 12:15. All right. Now, in the U.S., midterm election has not taken place, but Virginia, there's been an election there, and it looks like the Democrats have lost.
Yeah, they lost that seat.
And it's one of the seats that they've held for a very long time.
Yeah.
But the president is, I mean, though some people were blaming, the Democrats were blaming the president for his performance and saying that that's adversely affected them. But the president is also saying that, well, don't blame me, blame jobs, schools, jobs, petrol prices, and Trump voters for that.
Actually, at the end of the day, I don't think Joe Biden should be pushing the blame. He should accept responsibility as the leader of the Democratic Party as we speak. But I think it's come at a good time for them, because that will prepare them
for the midterm.
Yes, I know it's going to impact on the way bills are passed today, because they've lost that seat, they've lost that one crucial vote. What might have affected them again is because they've not been able to pass their bill, the expenditure bill, that the recovery bill that talking about. Look at the infrastructure bill. We are being told that for years that would be one of the bills. I mean, post 1950 or 60s, that would deal with tackle. If some of those things are able to be passed, I think it will have a positive impact on their midterm plan, because bridges or
infrastructure,
real tooling the infrastructure base of that country, which will help them a lot. But it's a big blow to them. What can you do?
Wow, what can you do? Starr Radio UK. We've got Kojo D, who has also joined us. So let's go to Kojo and say, Kojo, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, Archie.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, well, it's getting cold.
Oh yeah. God has turned on his AC, so we are feeling the chill. Now, some news that came from the governor of the Bank of England, 0.1% interest, and people are. I think Frank was analyzing, saying that it's a good move. What do you think?
Well, it's probably a good move, but people who have savings, people in their 70s who had worked hard and put money in savings and they live on those savings are not going to be happy, we know. So if you're a saver, it's the worst time possible to have money in the bank, because it's been going on for a decade since the global slump. So savers are not really benefiting. The only people who benefit from savings are people who are putting money in lifetime ISAs, like the young ones. If you put 10,000 in, government will give you 25% of that 10,000. So that is roughly about a fourth of the £10,000 towards buying a house. So they are the only group of people who benefit back. Any other saver, I mean, is probably not. And with a lifetime saver too, if you take the money, if the money is meant to be to buy a property and you take it, you lose that money that the government gives towards it. So really, I would say it is a good thing for people to manage their finances, but it's a worst time for savers. But some of the banks, in anticipation that the Bank of England was going to put rates up, decided to pull some of their
products off the market.
The market. How fair is that? I was looking at a mortgage which was a 1.5% Barclays, and within a week they pulled it off, so the broker couldn't even put in an offer. So they were in anticipation. Some were even putting up their rates. And I'm not sure what they're going to do. They've already put them up, and are they going to bring them down again?
They will.
They will.
Yeah.
But it will take time for them to. What they'll do is that the ones that they put up already, the newer rates that I have, they'll keep them the way it is and introduce
new products,
other types of products with charge rates slightly higher.
Okay.
That's what they're going to do. But I think the bank has done this because we're looking at inflation has gone up as of last week by 3.1%. So if they put up rates, that will also put up extra £15 per month on the average mortgage payer, per the calculations of the Institute of Physical Studies. They said that's how it's going to go. So already energy bills are probably at an all-time high. When you go to the pumps, it's also at an all-time
singing high as well, high tone as well.
And it's still going up and up. I mean, my local Shell garage near me is almost gone to 150. Almost is 148, and the Esso garage down the road is 146. So I end up driving to Sainsbury's where you can get it up.
That reminds me, from here I'm going to Asda.
I need to go to Asda to go and film my.
That reminds me, from here I'm going to Asda Street.
Yeah, I normally go to Asda also, but because I get some points to those reward cards.
Oh, okay.
from Sainsbury's, so it works out as the same. And
yeah. I mean, if you are getting that, that's
So but what would we do? Everywhere, everything is going up. You know, so very soon, I'm sure people are already stocking up. Some shops are applying the trick that when you shop with them, they have their own prices. If you take one of their loyalty cards, they give you a preferential. I went into Sainsbury's, I saw it. I went into Tesco, I saw it. I went into Waitrose, I saw it. And I was just wondering why.
Kwajo, those loyalty cards, right? This is what loyalty cards do, and a lot of people do not know much about it. As much as they reward you a little bit of it, essentially they are a marketing tool. Because once you sign up to a loyalty card, you cut down on their expenditure in marketing. Now, expenditure on marketing is calculated how many people, how many foods, how many people do you bring. Let's assume we spend 10 million today in advertising. How have we seen our sales increase? That is how they're going to be measuring their expenditure on marketing and advertisement. What loyalty cards essentially does is that it keeps a group of people that are loyal. They know where they shop, they know the products they buy. So for instance, in this country, if you take Tesco's, loyalty cards are able to help in stock control. They're able to tell you that when you go to London, Kensington area, they eat a lot of chips of this quantity or this nature. When you go to Tesco and you go to Beckenham, this type of turkey or this type of product is consumed. And therefore, when you are doing your stock distribution, you know where to send it, because your loyalty card is able to map up. It helps maps out what you've bought, how much you are spending, the frequency, and they match you with other data from, let's say, population in that area, and are able to tell. And that's what it's about planning too. I normally don't go for loyalty card that much. I don't want to
embarrass. I still use this.
I don't want to, but it's good because it saves you money. It saves you money. The other time I have one from Marks and Spencer. I went to buy something and I ended up getting one expensive candle for free.
So you see, this man is going to be romantic. It's got a candle.
I dash it out. I dash it out the very day.
That might be right. Look, occasionally I do buy some of these sparkling non-alcoholic
drinks.
Drinks. One brand I don't want to advertise them, give them free advert. So it retails around all the shops around £3.30 to £3.50, depending on where you're buying it. I went to Sainsbury's I had one of their loyalty cards, so I went in, and after I bought whatever I wanted, I actually only bought some pieces of fruit. So I went there to buy. When I was checking out at the self-service checkout, which is another ploy to reduce people's jobs in the supermarket. So those self-service checkouts are taking jobs off people. So I was checking out. Then it beeped up on the screen to tell me that one of the fruits that I bought is a loyalty card price. You would have bought it at £2.50, but the loyalty card meant you were buying it at £1.60 something. And I saw that, it said you can also buy this drink that you've been buying also £1 cheaper. Like, how is that fair to somebody who just walked into the shop?
It's marketing. That's technology. It's marketing.
Well, you end up having
and they target it to people. So if they realize you buy this item frequently, they'll give you the discount on the items you've been buying.
It's just like the way you go on a website and you search. If you go on a website and today you search for Nike, tomorrow when you open your computer, you see adverts about Nike. The cookies are picking up. That's why they say cookie. The cookies are. I mean, basically, whatever you do.
One day that I will eat them all. They won't have any legs to stand on. Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 12:26. Now, let's go straight to Ghana, where some stories making the rounds there as well. Now, first of all, let's touch on Francis Xavier Sassu's case. It's been going on. I mean, it seems to be quite worrying here. Now, the majority caucus in Parliament has called on the Speaker of Parliament, Alan Bagwin, to stop protecting Medina MP Francis Xavier Sassu from the police investigation. The story says that in a statement, the majority caucus stated that the position by the Speaker was troubling and a departure from previous incidents where Speakers of Parliament have worked together with the police for sitting MPs to be interrogated. The majority leadership viewed the foregoing response by Speaker Bagwin as troubling departure from how his predecessor handled such requests. To avoid doubt, when both Right Honourables Joyce Bamford Addo and Edward Doe Ajaho received those requests during their days in office, they responded by inviting the relevant MPs, held discussions with them, and then asked them to report to the requesting police or investigative authorities. Now, again, during his tenure as a Speaker, Right Honourable Professor Michael Quay modified the arrangement, including making the Speaker's conference room available to the police to meet the MPs that were interested in to conduct initial investigations. Okay, now what is Alban Bagwin doing wrong here?
Yeah.
Now, first of all, Xavier Sassu, was he supposed to have maybe get in touch with the police? Now, you can't arrest me. I'm an MP. You cannot just arrest me, okay? But to help with the investigation, whatever has gone on, did he have the right to have appeared before the police and said, this and this is what I know about it, okay? But if you want to arrest me, you have to come through Parliament to arrest me. What has gone on there?
Actually, there's a bit of political gymnastics that is being played over here, and I find it very, very disturbing. The reason being that we certain precedents that might not augur well for us. Now, no MP should be above the law.
Okay.
Every MP must be subject of the law and must obey the law, because if you passing laws, bills in Parliament, then you should avail yourself to those laws. And Sassu is someone I speak to frequently. He's a friend of mine. And Archie, look, the facts of the matter are not adding up. I do not think Bagwin has said anywhere that Sassu cannot be interrogated. What he's saying, the conduct and the procedure that the police are adopting is totally unacceptable.
Okay.
If you know he was an MP, why were you trying to arrest him first before going to Parliament? As we speak now, why have they interdicted the police officer that they've assigned to him? What have they interdicted him? What crime has he committed? Because once you begin to do that, you are sending signals that you actually just trying to victimize or find a way to show your authority or your power,
intimidate them.
Now, when it happens that way, then the Speaker will also be positioning himself that there are laws that regulate what you should do. It is not about what you do, but how you doing it, and that's a problem. I listened to Ken Drasa, who again was a Speaker of Parliament.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Ken Drasa. That's been quite a long time.
Was a Speaker of Parliament. Said, look, whatever Bagwin is doing is right within the law.
Okay.
And the way the police are going about it is wrong. You see, so the majority have had the opportunity to choose examples that they find very convenient, leaving out when Kennedy Japan's things happen. What was the case? How was it handled? We can't interrogate that.
Okay. If you compare it to what the case that is happening here, where the MPs here, have decided no, we have to not, we shouldn't go that way.
Yeah, we can interrogate that. Are you get me? How was it dealt with? We can interrogate that. Even a case where he insulted the judges, how was it dealt with? Were the police allowed to what? So that was under my quay. How did they handle the request? If there was even a request. Actually, in my view, Sasu should go and answer questions.
Okay.
Okay, he must appear before the police. Now they've charged him to the court for blocking the road and other things.
Yeah.
Let's hope they have evidence.
That he was the one who blocked
Archie,
it.
Sometimes you need to be part of the people you represent to be able to troubleshoot whatever problem is going on.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I gather from him, he wasn't the one who organized it.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the scene.
Yeah.
Joined them to be able to say that the rules are in bad taste. Did you expect him as an MP to get there and say, no, our roads are good?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you expected him to do?
They built the best road for us.
You must find a way of communicating with the people you lead. And that, for me, was what he wanted to
do.
I joined them in the anger, but after that, we want to find a constructive way of pushing the agenda forward.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? Anyway.
Kojo, what do you think? What's your take on that? Let me put it.
Look, it's all full of politics. So you can see it is the majority who are saying arrest him. I mean, it's all bordering on majority because then what is the minority saying? They think that the speaker was elected by the minority. Or the speaker belongs to a minority party, but however, a speaker sitting in the seat is independent, must be seen as acting independent. I mean, what is the issue of Sosu? What has he done? What crime has he committed to be arrested? I can't work it out. Look, his only crime is being an MP of a constituency, and constituency members had decided to embark on a peaceful demonstration so that the roads in their area will be maintained.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the same platform we're talking about? The roads are debt traps.
Yeah.
They are no longer potholes, they are manholes where people lose their lives on daily basis. As we are talking, I saw a flash on the Ghana website where a number of people have lost their lives again last night. So what is wrong if citizens or constituency people decide to embark on a peaceful demonstration to point to the government that, look, we need our roads fixed? Look at the extent that they went to even block and fix the country demonstrated. And that reminds me when the current president was also organizing the Kumiprako demonstration.
Yeah.
Well, was he arrested when somebody died as a result? Was he arrested for causing the death of somebody?
No.
Were any of them picked up for causing the... And these they want to pick the MP for what? Blocking roads and setting tires on fire? Or for demonstrators going rowdy? How could he control demonstrators? He was part of the demonstrators. As we know, when the demonstration was turning ugly, we are told he jumped into his car and drove off. So what happened after the demonstration had gone ugly and nasty? He wasn't even on the scene. And how could he be arrested for not even organizing the demonstration? He didn't even organize the demonstration. I mean, for instance, Sosu has every right to refuse to be arrested. I mean, but that tells us the way the police force uses their power. Look, if he were an ordinary citizen, he would have been detained. An ordinary citizen also shouldn't be detained.
For demonstrating.
When the police has given them the right to demonstrate. Assuming I led the demonstration, right? I'm not an MP. And later on the demonstration turns ugly. Would they come and arrest me? That is exactly what they were going to do. And that is exactly what they are doing. I don't see what he has done wrong to be arrested. Why do they want to question him about the aftermath of a demonstration? He didn't organize. He wasn't. He only went there to show his support to the people. Didn't we see? What's the name? The former Labour leader on the streets recently. Did we see John McDonald's on the streets here in the UK recently? Did any policeman go to arrest them when he even turned ugly? No. They are not organizers. Susu is not an organizer. Susu is just a participant like any other person. But however, he being the MP of the area, is that why they want to arrest him? I find it a bit out of place, honestly. But it's going to drag on because certain members of the opposition who also are bent on not having him arrested, and the majority in parliament also want him arrested. Why is it taking a different political dimension? Similar like Fix the Country demo people wanted to demonstrate. Another group of MPs and government ministers also took to the airwaves, which I found it a bit shameful, to say people should also fix their minds. I mean, I think the country and parliamentarians and the state itself should grow out of this. As simple as that. The demonstration went ugly. Arrest the people who were setting the ties on fire. That is what is done in a proper democracy. Not go and arrest somebody, an MP, for participating in the demonstration, and they even tried to arrest him on the scene because he was giving a speech to the people. Why would you do that? In this UK, did they try arresting anybody of that caliber giving a speech to demonstrators?
No.
I think it's if we think we always beat the drums very hard and say we are the best democracy in Africa, we should do the right thing. Let the man go free. If you want to question him, question him. That's all. Let him submit what he knows. But what crime has he committed? I don't know what crime he has committed. And the police are not stating what crime he has committed. All that the police are stating currently is that we want to arrest him to question him about the disturbances. What crime has he committed? You arrest people who commit crimes. You don't arrest people who participate in a demonstration which was given a go ahead by the police. Then later on the demonstration turned ugly. He wasn't at the scene where the demonstration turned ugly. He was gone before it went turned ugly.
And it turned ugly because of anger. When the police tried arresting him.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And he got into the car and drove off. And afterwards, whatever happened. He wasn't even in the scene. And why did the police even try to arrest him? He was making a speech when they tried to arrest him. Why? So they sparked off all that anger and ugly scene that took place. If they hadn't tried to arrest him, other people wouldn't have done what they did. People wouldn't have tried to block the road to stop the police arresting him. That is what started the whole thing. I mean, from what I see and the narration and the stories I've read, we were not in the scene, but that is how it appears to me. That is a police who caused all the agitation and the ugly scenes.
But
go on.
Do you think that we are in a new dispensation where voters or constituents now take the laws into their own hands and say this is what we want, and you dare not do anything untoward towards them?
I don't really think so, honestly. I mean, the demonstration was in bad taste, but I don't think that constituents are taking the law into their hands and trying to force their way through. I think if they are doing that, because they realize that there is now power in the hands of people. That is why they are doing that. They know that the louder you shout, then it appears the government will come and see to things. So I think the scene has been created in such a way that people are perceiving that, and people now rightly know that as citizens of the country, they have the power to bring change. I think that that's the bottom end of it.
And actually, this is not happening in isolation. There's a bill that is under consideration are being drafted, private members bill, which Sasu and another guy are sponsoring, which has to do with this law school. Now, the bill they are sponsoring now is asking that the Chief Justice and all the judges at the Supreme Court should not be part of the legal council that makes the decision admission. That tussle is there. And you know, Sasu is one of the two, and that for me is a very significant bill. Should that bill get the light of the day and it goes to Parliament, you know, Bagwin has vowed to change a lot of things, the way our system works and the way the law works. We know last week, for instance, Parliament passed a motion asking the General Legal Council to asking them to admit the 499 bill. That bill is actually geared towards changing that. The Chief Justice cannot be the president, must not be the president of the General Legal Council again. If that bill gets it. So there's a battle that is going on, and all these are political. You know, it's about the people versus, I mean, the elites. That is what you look at. Another significant thing, the law again, the police, in my view, again have endangered the lives or the life of Sasu, because at the end of the day, he's entitled to a police officer as an MP. The police publicly withdrew his police officer and puts his life at risk.
Interesting.
Why
so
would they
you
do
mean
that?
that he's not got any
No, they've not
bodyguard
signed him.
now?
Not that we are replacing, but we are withdrawing the police officer assigned to him. That's against the law. That's putting his life in danger. If anything has happened to him, or anything has, what would they have said? What the police will be directly responsible. You will not just withdrawing the person and reassigning someone, for which even if you are assigning someone, they must consent to the person you are assigning them to. Right? You cannot say, oh, this is a police officer we are assigning to you. The person could be a spy. Are you getting me? Normally, the MPs will be asked to recommend A, B, C, D, and out of that, the police will assign one person or something like that. But you withdrew the police officer assigned to him. Why did you do that? Is it to pave way for crime or people to attack him or do anything?
Or, something happened to him. We'll say,
it's an abuse of power. So the police are subtly manipulating the situation. They are manipulating and saying, look, if you don't give yourself up, what crime have... Look, giving himself up simply suggests that he had committed a crime. Going there to answer questions, being arrested, simply suggested that there had been some wrongdoing on his part. It's a different thing if you want to question him about what he knows about the disturbance. What does he know about the disturbance? Is Zoot. He was giving a speech, and they tried to arrest him, and that is what created a commotion. And because they tried to arrest him, his loyal constituents decided that if you even arrest him, we are not going to allow you to take him away. And they went out to block the road. That is the whole scenario. So the police are applying some subtle pressure. How far are they going to go?
We'll see.
Is it going to be like somebody deploy soldiers to go into the Houses of Parliament to take over Parliament because they think MPs do not agree with MPs from opposing sides?
It's happened before. When they were voting for the speaker, they didn't send military there to go.
That is exactly what I'm saying. So where are we going to stop? Someone sending a military because he had the power to do it, because MPs couldn't agree on who to elect as
the speaker.
So they send this. Let's understand, potentially the speaker could be the president.
He's the third person in charge.
In the absence of the president. So really, what lessons are they sending across? Are they saying that they could go to the office of the president and remove the president because the vice president and the president are disagreeing on issues? Are we going to see a Sudan in Ghana where the two ruling individuals disagreed? So one military man decided to hoist the civilian leader that he's sharing power with. Are we going to see that? I think it's completely wrong. The police should come down and say, look, we were not going to arrest him. We just wanted to,
get some information. Yeah.
Get some information.
Yeah.
And I think if they had approached it that way, it would have produced a different outcome. He would have said, okay, you can come to my parliamentary office where you can have an interview with me. So they go to his parliamentary office or come to my constituency office. We can have a chat. Then they go there, they have a chat, and that stops. But because they tried to arrest him while the demonstration was going on, that has created a whole different picture of what he perceives they want to do, what parliament thinks they are doing, what the opposition members also in parliament think is happening. Because if it could happen to him, it could happen to any other person in parliament. If they find themselves as in the opposition and disagree with something that government has done, they could be arrested for somebody organizing a demonstration and they participating in demonstration because they are not happy with what the government is doing. It potentially mean if any NDC member goes to make a speech for fix the country demonstration, you'll be arrested. Yes. So why do we stop?
Well, that's what Frank is saying, that they are setting a very bad precedent, and it shouldn't go on. It shouldn't go on. Right. Okay, let's look at our final story because we've got about 12 minutes now to go. Now, I thought it was only Nigeria where we have money missing, and they say, oh, some snake, some big python might have swallowed some of the money, blah, blah, blah. But in this day and age where government is saying that, well, we're digitalizing everything. The minority in parliament is demanding clarification from the finance minister over findings from the Public Interest Accountability Committee that the government is unable to account for 800 million cedis oil money in its 2020 report. Now, my question straight is, it's not 1 million. This is 800 million. So how can you say that I can't account for it? I mean, when our monies come, are there not trails where those monies go to, department that those monies go to? How can we say that we cannot account for that? How?
Archie, the law makes it clear where proceeds from oil revenue should be spent. That is defined in law. But before I proceed, may I warn you that last year was an election year.
Oh, okay. And so the campaign money.
And this report covers a lot of what happened last
year. Yeah.
So let's put that under our belt. Now, Archie, we know a lot of things that might go on. Paper is one. They use paper to commit one of the highest crimes. I think this might have eluded them. They didn't. They were not able to cover their tracks.
Okay.
That's what would have happened. And as it is now, they now have to justify where the money has been spent.
800 million?
Oh yes. I mean, this is small. That's small. And you think they can't account for it? They will account for it. They will give you reasonable excuse. If they don't tell you, it went to emergency school feeding program, and then free SHS. I mean, they want to give you reasons, and as of now, Ken will be preparing reasons and giving, reasons why he forgot to capture it properly. But they've used it for things that profits them, and that's it. I mean, because they know what they've received.
Yeah,
they know what they've received. Okay, and the documents are there to prove. Or they're going to tell you it was a genuine error. Actually, the money hasn't gone anywhere. It's gone to people's private pockets, and it's been used partly for things that are not legally permitted.
Kojo, do you think that is a genuine error that has occurred?
One cannot tell. I mean, actually, one cannot tell from that part of the world. From our part of the world, from someone from our neck of the woods, we cannot tell what exactly has happened to that money. What if they say it's a clerical error? What else could any other citizen say? Nothing. If it's not an error, and the money has been deliberately stashed somewhere, what proof do we also have that the money has been stashed elsewhere? So really, there's nothing going to really come out of this inquiry apart from the finance minister explaining that, look, this is what has happened, and whether the minority spokesperson to Fosen takes it or not, or the committee accepts it, well, we're yet to see. And my view is the committee will accept it if it goes to explain to them that this is what happened. I mean, the minority might push that they don't accept what he said, but it will probably not drag on and on and on. The minority might use it as one of their punchlines for the next election. To do their campaigning, punch a hat that are citizens seeing it, are the people seeing it? No. But that is, from my view, is look, people will only start turning their votes away from a certain political party when the people get really affected in their pockets and things get so hard for them. But if it's not getting hard for them, if they think they are still managing, then they will still throw their weight. We can see it in the UK here. People continue to vote for the Conservative for 10 years now. They've been in power for 11 years. Yeah. Although people have been squeezed in their pockets, it's now that people are talking about why they've been squeezed in their pockets. But when the Chancellor was paying people's wages for the last 1 year, people still
we don't like free money.
Exactly. So it's the same situation we have in our part of the nick in the woods. So you will understand where they are coming from. The minority will say, you can't account for this money. Where is it gone? The majority will say, it was a mistake. It is all well accounted for. And the finance minister will go there and say, look, this was an error. We made an error. That is it.
But do you think he will appear at all? Because we have the case where the chairman, the chairperson for the EC was made not to appear. I mean, when he was going to be interrogated.
The Bank of Ghana, they said they refused. They also
Bank of Ghana, governor refused to appear. Yeah. So he can decide, I'm not coming.
I think he might appear or send a deputy. He won't refuse. I don't think he'll refuse to appear, but if he decides he's not going to appear in person, he might send somebody from the ministry to appear to explain it. It will be a tactic on his side, on the finance minister's side, not to give too room for questions to be put to him, and he will find it quite difficult to address some of the questions. So he might send a representative who will blame everything on him. That is my opinion. So the person who is responsible isn't there to answer the question. I've been sent as a deputy, or I've been sent as a spokesperson to address the issue. Well, we can tell that happened even in the UK. When the Facebook boss refused to appear in the UK. So he'd rather send somebody else. So,
you and I were not there either, so we can't tell.
Exactly. So that is the situation.
Oh gosh. Well, listeners, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're bringing the program to a close, but we'll have to touch on one other story before we go. This story about this a sad event that has happened in Ghana, where two boys, let me call them that way, two people have been arrested. Two teenagers were stripped naked and paraded in the streets for allegedly stealing 100 Ghana cedis and a mobile phone. According to the police statement, the teenagers have been transferred to Accra for medical attention since they also allegedly assaulted the suspect. Now, this street justice thing that we do in our communities. Now here, when minors, when children, teenagers commit murder, they tell you they are particular age, they are underage, and therefore they are not declared. Therefore, we are able to protect them. Okay, so when they are even taken to the prisons for information, they come back and they have a new identity and they can get on with their lives. But looking at such deplorable, action that was taken against them, how can they even recover from that?
Actually, it's a sad one, and I'm particularly touched about what is ongoing on, because actually it is bad. We can't accept instant justice anywhere, and it should be, because once you are accused of a crime, you have to be given the opportunity to defend yourself. We cannot get to a point where we behave like animals and think that our accusations should be final. I tell a story of a boy who was accused of stealing 10 Ghana cedis in Kumasi. And the boy was from a very poor background. And the judge looked on before God and man and sentenced this boy to 7 years imprisonment. The boy came out after 4 years. One of these justice programs got him out. And the guy still maintained up to date that he never stole that money. But you see, in our situation where someone, once you're an elder, or you come, even if you've not done it, you have done it. They're forcing it. That's why the courts are there. The police are there to arrest you. But you see, actually, there's a problem that the police themselves are creating. We know, and the court systems are creating, we're not building confidence. People are losing confidence in the police administration and the justice system.
The justice system.
You might think one case might be different from another case, but it is the same confidence that we're talking about. So where we're dealing with land issue, or we're dealing with probably someone beating someone, a case between the half and the not halves, and we see that the judiciary has behaved in a way that public confidence judiciary is at all-time low in Ghana. Once that happens, public confidence in a place, this Dampre is trying to bring the confidence up a little bit, but it has been an all-time low. Are you get me? Once you begin to have citizens mindset positioned that way, that look, forget about this police. Even if we bring him on now, they just going to take bribe and allow him living. We get to court. We do not have time to be going to court, because it's expensive to even hire a lawyer. It's expensive to go to court. Are you getting me? Anything, those who are victims now will have to take a lawyer, a public, what they call it. We do have this in what they call legal aid system. It's not functioning. What do you expect them to do? So we need to look at the whole system, and that is why this anti-gay bill that is coming on. One, I saw a video again where some gay couples were being, brutally assaulted. Are you getting me? And that is why even this bill that we're talking about makes it a crime to assault a gay person in public. We've been talking about it from one law. They've been talking about it from one. But again, it protects them that you cannot assault someone. You accuse someone of being a gay and you assault the person, you're looking at what called 3 years term in jail.
For you
are taking the law into your own hands and assaulting someone. You must allow the law to take its course, and I think it's very unfortunate.
Kojo, what do you see this punishment?
Frank concluding part is that there are already laws protecting citizens against assault by other people, right? So we don't need an additional bill to protect individuals who people think they are gay and someone has assaulted. Assault is a crime already. So we need to strengthen the law. So that leads me on to what I'm about to say. These children have been assaulted, right? It's a crime. Whichever people were involved in that assault, how are the police going to trace them and arrest them? What kind of investigations are going to be carried out to arrest the people who have done this to these teenagers? Assuming on the flip side, they have done what they've been alleged to have done. Do we have to take the law into our own hands? The innocent people have been brutalized, assaulted. Some have even been killed based on a mere suspicion. And the police have acted in no other way. They've just gone to report back to their families and said, this is what has happened. Well, I think on this occasion, the police might have done slightly better than had expected. Maybe because of the new leadership, they probably have taken these children to be medically examined. Yeah, but taking them to have a medical examination and not arresting the individuals involved, I don't know. And added to that, I think there must be this kind of education of the public. The police must educate the public. Is the NCC has to also educate the public. Like they do the education when it's coming to election time, they call it, they are sanitizing the public.
Yeah.
They have to educate the public. They have to tell people that someone suspected of a crime, you should not violate the person's freedom until proven otherwise that they have committed a crime in a competent court. You cannot execute instant justice. Even if you caught them doing it, stealing,
it's not up to you.
It's not up to you.
Yeah.
You can actually do a citizen's arrest by detaining them, but not assaulting them, not brutalizing them, not stripping them naked and walking them on the streets. For God's sake, what kind of a civilized society does that? What kind of a society that prides itself and says that we are Christians? I saw the census report last few days. It's saying 70% of the population claim to be Christians. And what kind of a Christian society does that? I think the police need. Well, I know one of the things that, or we know one of the things that the current IGP Domperia had done is to increase police patrols in various communities. So some of these things should also fall under the ambit of the police to try to educate people and say, if somebody commits a crime, if you think a crime has been committed here, it is not up to you to brutalize a person, to have instant justice on the person. You could even kill the person and kill an innocent man. Yeah. So it's not acceptable. It is not.
Well, it is not acceptable. Not here, never, anywhere. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Okay, gentlemen, we're going to bring the program to a close because we've gone past our time. But a last one. Now, MPs break into laughter as Sewa Bruni enters Parliament. Frank was laughing about Sewa Bruni. Who is Sewa Bruni? Is this Sewa Kuto?
That issue is a funny one. But I think we're gonna look at it from what actually took place and see who. If the I think the deputy speaker was wrong.
Okay.
Because in the end, he had a predetermined position on what Sewa Bruni means.
Okay.
In fact, Sewa Bruni is a name given to, or is the name of a Canadian lady,
okay,
a Ghanaian origin, who has of Ghanaian origin, but domiciled in Canada, who has accused the president of actually organizing an attack, an armed robbery attack, stage attack on him, right? Bringing her life to a point where she now is suffering from post-trauma depression, and she's I mean that's the point that now she cannot even stay home alone. She cannot hear. I mean, basically, she's not. Suffering from PDS.
Yeah.
Right. It got to a point to have made formal complaints to the president, what do you call it, to the Canadian embassy, the Canadian government, that certain people, including Hopsiadaya, now they will be stopped because they now see as threats to the lady.
Oh wow!
In Canada, that's to the extent to which it's gone. Now the girl, according to, she hasn't said it, according to sources, might have had a sexual relationship with Sewa Bruni, who happens to publicly admit that she's a lesbian.
Whoa!
She's a lesbian. She had 4 kids, which again will mean that she's a bisexual. Nothing wrong with it. She's now again saying that, look, people are pushing her. There are images of her, with the president in the presidential jet. There are images of her with the president in private rooms. There's also evidence that they've had a relationship before even the president ascended to the throne. There's images of her with Kennedy, Japan, and others. So she's actually to be able to jump,
a person of interest,
to be able to jump into a presidential jet. Sit in front of the president to funeral and other stuff, to a point where you have president's phone number. Akufo-Addo can pick a phone and call you, send you messages and other things. You've gone far. You're not like Frank or Archie or Kojo. Now that girl is now Sewa Bruni and now becoming a headache for the MPP and the government. Now you can understand the politics of it. You will recall prior to 2000 election, there was this news article about Mahama having had affairs with Tracy Boachi and others. Which Tracy Boachi came and said this is never the case. It's never true. But you saw a disgraceful minister go to parliament and again use Papanu to be able to make a political point. What do you call it? Upon Kruma. Right? This time round, an NDC person also found an opportunity, Bawa, that trying to cite an example and then refer to Sewa Bruni. Right? Now the deputy speaker said, no. Sewa Bruni is not allowed. Is Sewa Bruni not the name?
There's no Bruni. There's no Sewa with Bruni in Ghana.
No. Well, if I say Sewa,
that's why I say he decided to change it to Sewa Kuto.
So is it the Bruni that the deputy was against or the Sewa? Actually, for me, it shows how we've lowered our politics. For me, it is not right for Upon Kruma to have done that. Neither do I think it's right for Bauer to be doing this now. But we've lowered our parliament debates, discussions over there to this level where even some of these things we want to score political points in it. And I think the deputy was in the wrong. There was no point to be asking someone to withdraw. He could have just kept quiet and let it pass. People have even not taken notice that much about it. But coming to withdraw, this
is a person of interest.
That means that
maybe the deputy is even involved.
The speaker, you also know much about the Sewa Bruni.
Okay. Kojo, before we go, what do you want to say?
Sewa Bruni. We should have a Kwesi Bruni. So we have it at both sides. But it's an interesting one. Occasionally these things spring up and everybody laughs about it. Yeah, exactly. The Deputy Speaker of Parliament should have just allowed it to go, and it would have slipped under the radar and nobody would have taken notice. But if you say it's not allowed, was it allowed then when a former it was not a former MP, an MP made illustrations about his constituency area where there are some towns with names such as female parts.
I remember that.
But I think Parliament is also a very serious place. But at the same time, it must also be allowed to have that fun. So if someone referred to Sewa Bruni, I think it should have just passed and continued. And the deputy Speaker shouldn't have taken it as a serious issue and say it's not allowed. He should have just allowed it to pass, and that would have made everything quiet. And the debate would have continued. we are not having a Sawa Brony visiting us in the studios yet.
No way.
They are welcome. We would like to welcome them.
Maybe we'll have a question Brony.
Okay. Kojo, let's say thank you very much for that wonderful input today as well. Okay, so we'll catch up with you later then.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a lovely day. Right, Frank, before we go.
Archie, they should look forward for Renewed and the Property Program coming this evening.
Yeah.
At exactly 5 p.m. and also 7 p.m.
Okay.
Until that, we'll see them next week.
Yes. All right, then, listeners, I want to say thank you very much for this wonderful time to being with you. It's been a pleasure. As I say it all the time, you are so wonderful. I mean, those of you, especially on the African continent, who listen to us, the data that you spend and everything, that we salute you. We salute you greatly for what you do, your efforts. But on that note, I'm saying thank you very much. Once again, have a lovely day and keep safe. We'll catch up tomorrow, God willing. But remember, this afternoon, as Frank said, the Renewed Show and the Property Hour Show and a repeat of the BB Means Business program will be coming your way. Mr. Simon says, Belembe. And when that song ends, so you don't hear from us, it's me, Archie, Mr. Frank Davis, Mr. Olayomi Kojo Day, saying have a lovely day. Bye-bye.